Hi, I'm Brittany Chavers, and I'd love to take you on a tour of my bead studio. I've been working on it for about 2 years, and it's taken a lot of work, but I'm finally ready to show you everything in the room. It's divided into 2 sections, the clay room and the bead room, but I'm going to take you on a tour of both sides and show you everything. Here's a quick view around the room as you walk in, and a few stations that I've put throughout the room. I'm really excited to show you everything that I've been able to do over the last 2 years, and hope you stay tuned. So let's start with my bead desk in the bead portion of my studio. It's gone through some changes since the last time I showed it on the channel. We'll get in a little bit closer. I've added this pegboard. I've had the pegboard for like 2 years since I moved in. I just never got it on the wall. I have 2 other pegboards hanging in my house, one in the clay room that I'll show you and one in my bedroom, but this one was a pain in the butt. So I don't know why. It was way easier to hang way bigger pegboards, but this one just gave me every single problem. But let's take a look at what's on here. So at the top, I've taken a spool holder that I got at Joann's for like $6 or $7 and put all my Eslon by color. So I do have doubles of some of these and they're in a different spot, but this is so I can actually see it and use it. It's been super helpful since I put it up because I actually have used it since I hung it up. Before it was just like, oh, I'll just use beading cord. But this time I'm like, oh, I have Eslon, let's use it. Up here, extra seed beads. Don't really know what to do. That's my old seed bead holder. I don't really know what to do with it yet. This second shelf is just some 1mm pleather in black, some extra bowls. Like these are finished projects that I didn't film that I want to do a finished jewelry video on. And just haven't done it because there's only a few things in there. Then we come down. And here is a lot of my bead soup. I have bead soup in 3 different places in the room, but these are like my nicer. Okay, this is where I'm a little crazy. This is the nicer bead soup, if that makes sense. So, and I'll go through those with you. We have Czech Glass bead soup, okay? All Czech Glass beads. Then we have crystal bead soup, which I have another crystal bead soup, and I'll explain that in a minute. This is African beads. So if I have a project and I only have 1 or 2 left, I just put them in there. Metal. And then the back right here is wood. The back of those are gemstones. Next, glass. Like this is like Indian glass, Indonesian glass, Indian and Indonesian. But it's all like lower quality lampwork glass that I think would be really fun in a project all together. I haven't done anything with it yet. And then bone. This last one is bone. So, bead soup. Moving down the pegboard. Next, I have some strands that I really want to use or get inspiration from. So, normally I'm not a huge fan of hanging bead strands just because I don't have enough room. Like my walls would fall down. But I do want to see these because I want to use them. So that's why I have those out. These are relatively new. I want to be sure that I'm remembering that I have them to use them. Same with those. These just haven't gone. This is like the parking lot over here. This string needs to go away. But I haven't decided where the box that I keep that kind of string is going to go. And then that's some distress embossing pens from Tim Holtz. I, again, don't know where that's going to go. Coming down, I have my Bead stringing wire. This is mostly, well, it's all 19 strand and there's one 49 strand. And I think that's actually a 7 strand back there, but mostly I just use 19 strand. This is weird. I don't know why I'm doing this, but these are nicer spacer beads or metal beads, like really nice ones. Then I have some sanding blocks and some gilder's paste. I haven't used that yet. Here is like an idea sheet. I dated it from 5/27/17, so 5 years ago, and it's still relevant because there are some good ideas on there. And then I will come down a little bit. Down here, I actually keep like a old water bottle on my desk in case I want to paint. And I don't have to rush off to get water because I have a ton of dishes that I can use to put it in. This drawer unit came from Walmart. It was on clearance. I put glue in here, so I have a lot of GS Hypo Cement, super new glue. My E6000's in here, and then I just got some of these. This is embossing dabber, so it's like embossing ink, but it's not glue, but I would still use it in the same way for some projects. We have some gloss glaze from Vintage, and then some distressed mixed media mediums. Haven't used those yet, but I'm super excited to. This, I have some wire, and these are mostly spools. So I have Softlex, Beadalon, just Hobby Lobby brand, other little spools of wire. And then down here I have more beading wire, but like usually like the stuff that I don't use very often. So 7 strand. I mean, and the funny thing is, like, I could probably put these in a different spot because if I want things on my desk that I'm going to use very often, but these kind of just defaulted here. Like a longa, I usually don't use that type. And then I'll show you where my other things are that I use more often, or a little bit closer on the desk. And then over here I have some paper towel, and then I have all of my mostly Beadalon wire by gauge that's not on a spool. And then I mark it with the size, but I put the label on the inside so it doesn't fall off. Okay, so it's a big bin of wire. Works for me. Over here, actual water bottle that I'm drinking, and then my tools. So these have just kind of hung out here for a very long time, and I'm used to it this way. It's not the best storage, but it's not the worst. This just came from, I think I bought this at Amazon like 5 to 7 years ago for makeup palettes, and I used to use it in my bathroom, but it's much better for holding tools. And then this is just like a little cup of current projects that need to go somewhere else. We'll flip you around to the other side. I always have a bead mat down. And then I have some more bead soup. So this one hasn't been sorted yet. Like, these have to go into their respective bead soups. I have my tool caddy, so tons of different things in here. Scissors, rulers, sandpaper, bead reamers, pens, pencils, needles, highlighters, anything you can think of is in there. And it's really, I use it all the time. Then I'm going to move over a little bit more. So I actually got this recently from Hobby Lobby because my regular bead soup, that's not one of the specialty ones that I just showed you, got so big that it was in multiple containers. And then it looks like candy. So I had to put it in a candy jar. The rest of my bead soups are down here. So here's more gemstones. This is more like charms and stuff. This is a bead soup from Lynn. These are like jump rings, eye pins, head pins, earring findings that I just didn't feel like putting away. So if I ever need something and I don't have it, I just pop myself into there and look, and then some Czech Glass. Next to that, we have that cute little organizer that my sister got me for Christmas. And I've put some focals in it that I would like to use. The thing is, I don't use it. I am sad that it's not being used. I mean, like, I'm using the organizer, but I haven't pulled one bead out of here since I started using it for this. So I gotta think of a different plan. And then next, I have a candle back there that I don't really use. And then next, my button storage. So button storage is in transition right now. I did post in my bead group asking how people store buttons, and I heard a lot about cases. I heard a lot about jars. I heard a lot of different really wonderful storage ideas for buttons, but none of them truly worked for me. Again, I don't really like using cases. They frustrate me. I don't like having to like pick them up and sort through the case. Like, it's just the whole thing. I like being able to pull a drawer out and take the drawer with me and just root through it without moving a bunch of cases on top of each other. So for now, this is a washi tape organizer. I don't know, it might change, who knows. This just got here and I don't really love how it looks on the table, but this is what I'm doing for now. So this top has like pink and red and obviously there's some that don't really fit in. Then we have blue, green, and purple, and then these are just some buttons that I can make myself. I have done that in the past. I love making buttons. And then we have mother of pearl back there and shell. Second drawer, I have black, brown, and tan in the back here. Then I have clear and silver, or clear and darker silver, and then I have silver beads or buttons. And then bottom drawer, I have copper in the back, then bronze, then gold. So that's button storage. On top, I have some button mixes that haven't been sorted yet. So these are all old buttons from my grandmother's and my childhood and stuff like that. Next, we'll go to the left set of Alex drawers underneath my desk. And these are all by color as well. So I design a lot by color. This is gold, this is all metal, and these are findings. So in each drawer, which I didn't really clean this up for the video, which I should have, each drawer has a jump ring bin, like a crimping bin, head pin, eye pin, and then some of them have these little storage bins that have things like crank covers and old clasps, things that this is how I used to store all of my metal colors, and then earrings back there. So then we have gold on top because I use that the most, then silver, antique bronze, copper, and way down here, black and gunmetal. Sorry, there are beads on the floor. There will always be beads and baggies on the floor. No matter how many I clean up, there will always be some on the floor. Underneath the right side of my desk, I have another set of Ikea Alex drawers, and these hold many different things. I also have a trash can underneath the top drawer. We have clips and elastic cord, and I keep all of my soft flex items in here because they're so pretty to look at. Let's look at that. So there's a couple loose ones on top, but I did have them organized by color. It's been kind of a crazy couple weeks in here, but all of my soft flex is in here. Some tape, some baggies, lots of these little dishes because they're helpful when I'm sorting beads or when I'm doing a project with multiple items. A lot of little trays to help me clean beads up. Batteries in the back. Those come in clutch quite often. And then I usually keep some gum in here too. Next drawer is clasps. So I just recently changed over from the bead cases, and this is working for me so much better. First of all, it's right next to me. I could pull out one of these bins, put it on my worktop, dig through it, find the clasp that I need, and I'm not shuffling a ton of cases. If you haven't heard throughout this video how much I don't like cases, I'm sorry, because I hate cases. But we have two larger ones for silver and gold. Now, silver is way out of control. I do not need to buy any more silver clasps. Gold, it's getting there. Then we have antique brass, black and gunmetal, coppers back here, and then these are mostly toggles, just so you know, because I love toggles. You can use them on anything. Then these are a lot of different lobsters. For necklaces, these are all different colors. And then I also have some lobsters in each color metal drawer. Then I have a label maker back here because it's mainly where he fit. Next drawer, we have just silver and just gold spacer beads. So I recently watched a video by Tim Holtz and how he organizes his studio, and he said it was working until it didn't. And that's exactly how my old bead storage was working for using these cases. And I was like, Brittany, you spent so much money on these cases and it's just not working. Figure something out. And this is really, I just keep going back to the drawer and then something that I can pick up or sort through. So I have a loose idea of what's in here. Sometimes I surprise myself. This is fine because it's very portable and I can see everything without having to open it. So I can only open one of these at a time if I want to. So it's not like a huge encumbering case. So that works for like sheriff stars and different colors. But most of my beads, most of my metal beads are over here. Now I do have a metallic drawer over with my 4 Ikea Alex things, but it's a little different. These are spacers that I'll use every day. So we have brass and gold, and we have silver and antique silver right here. Next drawer, we have bead caps and spacer beads. So right here are antique brass spacer beads, antique copper spacer beads, silver bead caps, gold bead caps, and then back in the back we have bronze bead caps, copper bead caps are back there, and then those are, I want to say, like just colorful bead caps and colorful metal spacers, like enamel. Bottom, baggies. This is going to change. I have so many baggies that I don't know what to do with. Some lotion that I forgot was in there. So that is the Ikea Alex drawer next to my desk. Over here next to my desk, I have what is currently my inspiration station, I guess. So if you're familiar with my channel, I have done several videos on using lapis, and this was the bead charcuterie board that I made to make some of those pieces. I haven't finished because there were just so many pieces that I wanted to make. So I've just left the board sitting on top of this Ikea Alex drawer. This is a little inspiration bucket. There are 2 bracelets that I recently made in here from Sam's Bead Box, and I wanted to make some jewelry to go with it using some of the most recent bargain bead box, so I put that in there. And then back here is a really cool brass tray that I bought for this room from Target, and it's displaying the most recent Jesse James Beads Magical Mystery Bead Box. So, and some other items, I'll take you in a little bit closer. And it's just, it's waiting, it's sitting here inspiring me each day and waiting for me to have some time to work with it. So I put out some Dress It Up buttons, the Let's Be Mermaids mixes, some of my own spacers, and then just kind of laid it out so it's pleasing to the eye and gives me some inspiration. So moving back, you'll see that this is on top of an Ikea shorter Alex storage unit. So let's go through this. And I'm not going to go through too detailed. I'll just open up the drawers for you. So top drawer, we've got cord and hemp. So it's mostly hemp in here, but I have put a few pieces of cord. So we have this, I mean, I got this a long time ago, maybe 5 to 10 years ago. And then I have some rat tail cord in here. I also have some rat tail cord in a box that I don't really know where to put it in this room yet. And it's out in the hallway. Everything that I couldn't fit in the room for this video is out in the hallway. But yeah, hemp and some cords are in this top drawer. Kind of just thrown in there. And then I think there's a Kumi Hemo disc in here somewhere, or there was. Yeah, the Kumi Hemo discs are at the back. It's a very deep drawer. I have quite a few Kumi Hemo discs apparently, and then some instructions for Kumi Hemo. So drawer 1. Drawer 2 is filigree. So filigrees, so these are overflow vintage patinas. I have 2 of each of these colors, so I just put these in here because maybe in the future I'll need them, or maybe I'll sell them, I don't know. But these aren't really that organized. They are to a point, but I kind of just threw them in bags and then threw them in here. Like these are more medallion, and then we've got like more that are like flowers. So again, my brain is kind of crazy. It works because it's in a drawer and I can go through it, but if it was in a case, I have something against cases. I wouldn't go in and look at them ever. We also have some of these Jack's patinas that I haven't used yet, but I bought and I want to do a video on someday in the future. So tons of filigree in there. We'll take a quick look at the third drawer, which is kind of just like bead kits or bead boxes, and they're still together. Sometimes I separate them, which is usually how it's more effective for me to use them, but sometimes I throw them in this drawer until I can separate them, or if I know I want to go back to them and make something from them. So this one is June 22 Sam's Bead Box. This one is a kit from Beads Inc. And then we have, this was June's bead box, or bargain bead box, and I have several of them in here. This was a pack of beads, which actually I just need to sort and put into my regular storage from Pam. So a lot going on in here. I do actually, if I'm thinking, oh, I need something from Sam, I'll run to this drawer first. So it's working right now, but it's temporary. Third drawer, polymer clay beads. Handmade and store-bought, so a ton of, it's not organized. I'm gonna put that out there right now. See, like these beads that I made are just right on top. These are clay beads that I bought, but then here's some that I made. Honestly, I don't go into this drawer very often, and I need to because there's some really cool stuff in here, but like these are all artisan beads that I made and some that I got in a swap. And then we see strands, like here are a lot of strands of Hishi beads, so I know where they are. That's kind of like the big thing that you're going to see about my storage is sometimes I get real micro with the storage, but most of it's macro. Like if I know where it is, I can go searching for it. There's a lot going on in this bead room. Sometimes you can't worry about every single tiny thing, and I've kind of had to learn that about myself. So what might look like a mess to someone else is perfect for me. So then bottom storage, I just did this yesterday. Leather, it's not perfect. I wanted to get it off of my desktop, and so as you can see, I put way too much in here. Let's get a little bit closer. Oh, hi, Goldie. She wanted to know what was going on with the leather, guys. So let's get a little bit closer. Just a lot. I have a lot of these. I need to stash some of them. This is most of the leather that I would actually use in videos right here. 1 to 2 or 3 millimeter. Then here are some leather scraps that came mostly probably from Hobby Lobby. And then we have sheets of leather, some fringe, and then I have a ton of these because they were on clearance one time for 40 cents. So I guess I got to use some of them. But anyway. So that's that little Ikea Alex drawer system. So this cart next to my Ikea Alex drawer system is just going to get an honorable mention. It's doing good work over here, but it's a hot mess. It is stuff that I know I don't want or want to sell. And it's just until I have the time to sort it, get it in manageable pieces and sell it, it's just hanging out on this cart. So honorable mention. Hot mess cart. Next to my desk, I have 4 of the taller Ikea Alex organizers, and those hold all beads that are not shell, African, or gemstone, or specialty. So mainly just glass, some ceramic, a lot of plastic, and then also my glass pearls and my crystals are in these 4, and I'll take you through those. I've actually taken off the closet doors because they were hindering my access. So those are just in the garage. I'll put them back on at some point. I don't really love that I can see everything at the top, but it is what it is. Those top bins are mainly cold storage. There is some fabric up there, feathers, headbands, lots and lots of acrylic cabochons from when I sold jewelry on Etsy, and then some plastic storage and some display items. Right on top of the Ikea Alex drawers are some more bins, and those are all of my Jesse James beads, and I'll take you through that. Okay, so looking at this closet, on the left hand side I have some bead mats and bead trays, and then behind that I have more bead boards, a macrame board, and more bead trays. Right in the corner there's a lot of shipping boxes for when I do bead sales. And then the 4 teal organizers are all Jesse James beads. So let's take a look at that. Right here, first I have all chain reaction in here. Just a whole little bin of just chain reaction because I know I can pop in there, get some really fast chain that'll work for my project. And since I designed for Jesse James beads, I have a lot of Jesse James beads, and I want to make sure that they're separate from my regular stash so I can design videos for them. So the first organizer, all the way to the left, is full of, you guessed it, beads. The first one has all my mini mixes, and I'll take this over. This is great because I love, again, about drawers. I could take it over to my desk, see what I have. So here are all my different mini mixes, kind of in color order, but not too much. So then we have the ice cream, we have the self-love, fresh, the market fresh. So tons of different beads that I can just grab and make a cool project with. The second drawer is also mini mixes, but these are different. They're not in the little plastic containers. They're more like this. We have color trends and more of the self-love, and then also these little ones in the boxes. So sweater weather, La Luna, and then we have a light academia in there. The next drawer is all strands. So let's take a look. So much yumminess in one drawer. It is not really that organized. I can just kind of come in here and get some inspiration. Sometimes I want to make something with a specific bead strand, and I'll find that bead strand I wanted to do a video using this amethyst. I would come in here and then find supporting beads through the rest of my drawers. The next organizer has, and I just revamped this, this has supporting beads. So beads that aren't in a mix, aren't really on a strand, but are still gorgeous and still from Jesse James Beads. I have my metal roses, lots of metal beads, some thunder polish beads, these huge polymer clay beads. I need to do more with those because they're so cool. A lot of Czech Glass. I don't know if you know this, Jesse James Beads sells Czech Glass. So they have some nice Czech Glass mixes. And so those are like the supporting beads. Next, I have all seed beads from Jesse James Beads. If I ever need a seed bead, I come to this drawer when I'm doing a Jesse James Beads video. Then I have in this drawer chain, leather, and cord. So I just reorganized today. It was so much fun. Put all the leather, like round leather, in this bag. All the chain in this bag. Larger leather and flat leather. All my enamel chain. So all the different beautiful colors that they offer. I have some silver silk, just a couple pieces. Fairy silk, all the different colors I have. Some itty bitty chain, those are so much fun. And then some fiber chain. My next storage unit just has, actually this top one, some retired mixes in it and things that I couldn't fit anywhere else. These are leftovers from a kit I just did. This one's empty, room to grow. This one has pendants and charms, and I don't really have a whole lot of pendants from them because I tend to use them quite a bit. And then I just organized this today using this little Dollar Tree organizer. I have some bead caps, a lot of the tiara cast findings that Jesse James Beads sells, and then all of the clasps I use in my Jesse James Beads videos from Jesse James Beads. I will leave a link in the description below if you are interested in any of this stuff from Jesse James Beads. It is an affiliate link. And then the last organizer is full of buttons. These are all dressed up buttons. It's kind of overflowing in there. I need to organize it a little better. These are all kits from classes that I've done. So we have Beads and Blooms, we have Pool Party, we have summer camp. So the extras that I still want to make the projects and I just don't have time, they all go in here so that they're there when I want to make the project that the other instructors made that are really gorgeous. And then down here, if I don't incorporate them into my own stash, these are past Magical Mystery bead boxes from Jesse James Beads. So I take them out of the box, put them in a big bag. So this was one. This was that Starry Night one because I wanted everything to stay together so I can use it in the future. So everything, all of the Magical Mystery bead boxes go in here so I can be inspired when I need inspiration. And then last but not least for Jesse James Beads, I have Jesse James Beads Bead Soup. So I have 5 at the moment. One is crystals. These are all Jesse James Beads crystals, all Jesse James Beads Bead Soup metals. I keep theirs separate because those are awesome. These are just like regular beads that aren't crystals or metal. I have an overflow of those. And then charms and tassels and stuff like that. So that is the Jesse James beads section. I also have a Bead Soup collector, and once that's full, I will go ahead and put them into the matching bead soups. Next, we have my vintage patinas and my Tim Holtz distress paint. So I just got into using distress paint. Haven't really used them on a project that I've shown you yet, but I bought quite a few colors because Joann's had a fantastic sale on them, and it was a crazy sale, so I got as many as they had. And they're beautiful, and I can't wait to use them on beads and polymer clay. But down here are all my vintage patinas in rainbow order, and then I did the same with the distress paints. Over here, we have the 4 Ikea Alex drawers. I think there are 9 drawers in each organizer, and there are 5 shorter drawers and 4 thicker drawers. So they're all in Roygbiv order or rainbow order, and I'm just gonna go through them very, very quickly. We have light pink. I do everything with baggies. It's just easier for me to just go through, and loose beads don't end up getting mixed together. Next, we have coral and peach, dark pink and hot pink, red, orange, yellow, mint green and light green, green, dark green. We come up back to the top. I have aqua, not to be confused with turquoise. Then I have light blue, cerulean blue. This is like more of an electric blue to me. Regular blue, dark blue, teal, turquoise, and again, these are just plastic and glass mostly. An empty drawer, and then some purples, but I also have purple up here. Those have got to be combined somehow. Next, brown, which is overflowing, cream, clear, gray, black, white, metallic, which is mostly like probably metal plated acrylic, and excuse me for the beads on the floor, seed beads. And then last but not least, over here we have pink, red, yellow, orange crystals. And each one is actually in its own, for the most part, baggy, like orange, and then I have a pink baggy, but I do kind of just throw crystals in here sometimes because I'm human. Then we have purple and green crystals. I know that might be weird, but blue needed its own drawer because obviously I'm obsessed with blue. We have brown, bronze, topaz, and cream. Clear, white, silver, black, and gunmetal. Then this is just like a multicolor drawer. Like if something has too many colors in it, I just throw it in here. It's a rainbow drawer, basically. Then we go into glass pearls. And this one is pink, peach, red, orange, and yellow pearls. Then we go into green, blue, purple. And then last but not least, we have brown, cream, white, gray, and black. So those are all 4 of the larger Alex Ikea units. On the right hand side of my bead room, I have most of my specialty beads and my gemstones. I also have my Czech Glass beads and a bookcase that has some artisan beads. So let's take a closer look. Just on the top here, these 2 on the left are just put away bins, so things that I haven't put away. Very easy. And then these are Czech beads that I haven't gotten storage units for yet. The price of these went up on Amazon, so I've been looking at like Home Goods and Marshalls. I got some of them there, but I'll wait until the price goes down or I need them more than I do right now. But starting with these Ikea Alex drawers, I have 6 of them. Each one has 6 drawers and 3 are thinner than the 3 thicker ones on the bottom. So I've stacked them 2 high and 3 across. I used to have another one of these bookcases in here, but I moved it to my bedroom so I could get in another one of these organizers. So I'm gonna quickly go through these. If you want a video showing more in detail that are in my studio, I can do that. This is a very long video, so I'm just gonna go through everything pretty quickly. So starting in Roygbiv order, these are all gemstones on this side, starting with pink. And I'm gonna go through these really quickly. I'm not gonna show you everything that's in the drawer. So pink from light to dark, red and orange in here. And they're kind of full. Then we have yellow and green. Then just green. Then we have one turquoise. My second turquoise. There is a lot in here. So if you want to just ever have me explore a drawer at a time in a video, let me know. Then we move into blue. Then a darker blue. Then we have cream and purple. Brown. Clear, white, and gray. And then black and multicolor. So those are the gemstones. Next, we have pendants, and I'm actually going to be reorganizing this because now I have too many pendants for just 2 drawers. I originally started with just 1, but then migrated to 2, and it looks like we're going to have to go to 3 soon. So top drawer, and I'm going to actually, if you want me to go through how it's organized, I know you can see that it's all metal, but this is actually organized. If you want me to do a separate video on the drawers, I've done that with several of these, so just let me know in the comments which ones you'd like to see. So this is metal. And this one is one that I want to reorganize because it is organized, but it doesn't look like it. So we have, starting in it's pink, red, orange. Then we have yellow, green, turquoise to blue, purple to brown to black, and cream over here. So it is organized, but there's way too much in there, and I spend way too much looking, like digging, when I come over here. The labels have old information on them. They need to be replaced, but since I'm deciding on how I'm going to reorganize all the pendants, I haven't relabeled. I think I'm going to do like a gemstone pendant drawer, which I don't know why I haven't already done that, or like a tribal drawer. I haven't decided, so I need to brainstorm. Anyway, next one down, Z beads. We all saw the video for that one. If you haven't, I'll link it in the comments. This is just a drawer that's not really organized yet. Like this is just holding stuff for now. These are vintage necklaces and then some carved pieces, and this is, again, not permanent. Then we have the regular wood drawer. And then I'm in the middle of filming this drawer, which will be painted in colorful wood. So stay tuned for that. Then we have pearls. These are freshwater. Coral. Sea glass. Such a pretty drawer. Sea and ocean inspired stuff, which I just filmed a video on that. Shell and Roygbiv. And then empty. Finally, we have this set, starting with bone and natural colors up here. So light to dark. Colorful bone from in Roygbiv. This is like my chevron glass, and then some Indonesian, some Indian, and some African glass in here. Then we're starting into African. So I have several African glass drawers. This one's Crobo beads. Crobo beads are usually like painted. These are all recycled glass. Then more recycled glass, although these are ceramic. Some of these are not African, but they've made it in here because they work with the African beads. But most of this is African, and it is organized by color. These are in trays. So I have pink, red, yellow, orange, blue and green, and then black, white, gray. And then these are rondelles, or Ashanti beads, whichever you'd like. So it is organized. It just doesn't, it might not look like it right off the bat. And then in here we have several different types. So I have crow beads or padres, gooseberries, large gooseberries. My Mali wedding beads are in here. We've got little African rondelles, French Venetian, these are Venetian cross beads, and some more Mali wedding beads back there. These are just like weird glass beads, and these are like nice focals, and then some more recycled glass. So a little bit everything in this drawer. Next we have brass, and then a bunch of different things. This needs to be cleaned up a little bit, but it's still very organized from when my video happened. So we have brass and brass pendants, some bone. These are more like focally things, some clay, some wood, some amber or resin, copal resin. We have a lot of really cool stuff in this drawer. A lot of these drawers I've already done videos on. That's why I'm not spending a lot of time on them. Then empty, 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 vintage necklaces. So I have room to grow, but there's also some stuff that isn't in the room at the moment that needs to be moved in. Then up on top here, I have Czech Glass. All right, so there's a little bit of a glare on these, but I've organized the Czech Glass by Roygbiv. However, each organizer has everything organized the same. So there are two different styles, if you can tell. There are ones with 4 drawers, 4 small drawers, and then 3 large. And then there are the type with 2 small drawers and then 4 large. I like the ones with the 4 small, 3 large, but some of them that's what was available, was the 2 small, 4 large. So I'm going to go through the turquoise to kind of tell you the way I want them to be stored. Each color that has the 4 drawers and the 3 large, 4 small, 3 large, they're organized the same, meaning this top left drawer is a drawer of Czech Glass sleeves. So in all of the organizers that have that 4 drawer setup, that top left drawer is going to be leaves. So that one's turquoise. This one has 4 drawers. Red top left is leaves. Then right under that would be anything living, classified as could be living. So this one includes monkeys, some little bees that aren't leaves or flowers, I should say. We have some little faces, some scarabs. So things like that are going to be in that second drawer. Then up here we have shapes that don't really fit into any other category. So like bead frames, these weird, like, I can't remember the name of those. Then we have hearts, stars. So things that don't really readily fit into a different category. Next, table cut. So all table cut beads that aren't flowers or leaves or people or animals would fit into this category. Then we move on to the larger ones, which are all faceted. So we have fire polish, we have some table cut faceted beads, some turbine. Oh no, these are English cut. So turbines sometimes make them in there, these faceted rondelles. So faceted beads go in that first drawer. Then we have round beads and melons and drops. And then last but not least, flowers on the bottom. So for any of the drawers or any of the organizers that have that 4 small drawer, 3 large makeup, that's how they're stored. Now green over here only has 2 of the small drawers and 4 large. So the way I did this one was the flowers, green's a little bit different than all the others because I ended up having way more leaves in green than I did with flowers. So flowers ended up going in the top. Anything that used to be living, like owls, snakes, elephants, fruit, food, things like that, gonna go in that top one. Then we have leaves, lots of leaves, and definitely lots in green. Then we have faceted. Then we have melons and drux, or I heard somebody call them drukes the other day, so maybe I've been saying that wrong. And then anything else that didn't fit, like table cut, any shape that didn't fit into any of those other categories. So that is Czech Glass. And then we are in the Roygbiv, so it goes pink, red, orange and yellow are in one, and then brown I've actually been able to fit in there. Then we have green, turquoise, blue, purple. And then over here we have a couple different things. So I have some resin chain up there, which is really fun. I need to use that soon. Some super duos, some tilas, some seed beads. These are Czech, mostly Czech seed beads, but not all. And then these 3 drawers are connectors. So they're not charms, they're connectors. They have 2 connection points. You can kind of see that there. So then we silver, gold, everything else. Okay. And then we have chain, which is copper or rose gold right here, or rose gold and bright copper here. Cup chain, beaded chain. So I made this beaded chain one day when I was bored. Beaded chain that I purchased. All goes in here. Gunmetal, acrylic, enameled chain, which is mostly like ivory color. Then I have the big colors, which is gold, silver, brass, and copper. Okay. And then last but not least, on this side of the room, because we still have the clay side of the room to do, I have this wonderful bookcase. It's a Billy bookcase from Ikea. And I keep some wonderful cards that my subscribers have sent me. And if you see that beautiful painting of Goldie, that was done by Emma. And then some things that people have sent me are up here, and some things that I've purchased. So sorry if it's dusty up there. I hadn't seen this before. Oh, here's Goldie. She wants to say hi. Hi, Goldie. We love you. Goldie, you're going to have to move. Sorry, baby. All right, I had to move her out of the way. So here is the Billy bookcase. Okay. It's got a lot in it, but there is a little bit of room to grow. So I have some books up here. Love jewelry books. And then just some odds and ends get folded into these organizers. Mostly here I have a lot of my artisan beads. So I mean, I could do a whole video on just this. So Leah Clark right here, Zaz beads, a lot of lamp work glass, polymer clay artists, a ceramic artist, glass artist, Heidi. This is Damiana Studio and Golem. Then we have like artisan and old metal beads. And then inlay beads, old Pakistani and Afghani beads and pendants, fetish beads like animal beads, cabochons, unicorn beads, ceramic beads, lockets, buttons, glass buttons. These need to move over to the other side of the room. I have a bunch of these beautiful stone scarabs, and then some talismans. So a bunch of just random cool stuff. Up here, Roman glass, like really nice king glass beads. These are those miracle beads or magical beads. Some ceramics, some beaded beads that I made and that others have made. More cabochons, so lots of cool stuff. Then down here, I have letter beads all in there. And then the storage for all of my charms. So I'm not going to really kind of go through how it's all stored, but they're stored. These are actually tea holders from Tuesday Morning, but you can also get them on Amazon. So there are sections inside that help me store my charms and keep them organized. And the cool thing is I can take a drawer out like this, take it over to my work desk, and I don't have to stand here and go through everything and try and find everything. So I have gold, silver, other colors. Then down here are some beads that I've received from friends, paper beads. Then these are artisan beads. So I have Heidi, Jenny, and Carmine. Here we have lampwork beads. If you've seen some of my hauls, this is where those end up. Then here, these are from Ikea. We have them labeled. I don't really like them because I have to shuffle them around. I would rather have drawers in here. But these are very shallow bookcases, so it's hard to have drawers. So we have chandeliers, Southwest stuff, sports, works in progress, bracelet bars, memory wire, bails, elastic cord. Then here I have Jesse James beads, boho beads. It's a whole case of them. I don't know why they're not over with my Jesse James beads, but that's where they are. And then I have some lucite flowers, and then I have some cat's eyes with rhinestones. And I have more of these down here. So tassels, I don't know what's under tassels. Bangle bracelets, and I don't know what's under the other ones because they're flipped around wrong. Then I have tools in here that I don't really use that often. And then this is holiday. So things that are strictly holiday, like Easter, Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving. That was a lot. That was a lot. I want to work on getting better lighting in here. I just have the 2 pot lights that were in here when I bought the house, but this is just the bead portion. So if we swing this way, we have the clay room. This was 2 smaller bedrooms that I knocked the wall down. So I had a company come in and cut out part of the wall. Here's a door, but I keep that blocked. The exit's over there. So let's go through the clay room. All right, in the clay room, I'm going to start with my desk. So we see this pegboard. This is the first pegboard I ever hung, and boy, that was tough, but not as tough as the one in the bead room. And it's actually got a lot of room on it for more things. I just haven't been doing clay, and it was because my toaster oven was a jerk and undercooked everything and then overcooked everything, and then I stopped. I quit for a little while, but I'm getting back into clay. I'm super excited about it. So here I have 3 baskets. One has cornstarch that helps with releasing molds and cutters. Some cutters up there. I have glue, alcohol, a sponge, some beads, and then I have like Sculpey, a translucent liquid clay. I have more alcohol, some more glue, some different things. Then over here, I have a lot of the cutters that I try to use the most, or that I end up using the most. And then I have some Lucy Clay Tools extruder packs. So I meant a lot of those hanging up there. And then my brayer. And then these I just got. I haven't really figured out what I want to put in them. I have a bowl of beads that are in progress and some other things that need to be painted. This is actually from when I stopped because a lot of them snapped and I was done. So I took a long break, over a year, and I think I'm ready to get back in it. So this is how I store some of my clay, and I really love it because I can get a little bit at a time, and it's right at my fingertips, and then each color is marked. I have a lot of tools on my desktop, so I can just reach over and grab them. I have bead rollers, cutters, flat tissue blades, some dowels. I have back there scrap clay, paintbrushes, toothbrushes, things that can make different textures, and just a whole bunch of fun stuff. Then over here, I also have paper towel on the desk, a must have. I have my Lucy Clay Tools pasta machine, and this is I think this is the bigger one. I got it last year. I really haven't used it that much. And I wouldn't say it was an impulse buy, but it was certainly like I thought I would use it more. But I honestly like hated my pasta machine so much that it's worth it. Also, Goldie break. Hi, Goldie. Hi, cutie. What are you eating? What you doing? What? I think she found like a really old piece of popcorn in her bed because she hasn't used this bed in a while. So anyway, sorry. Some works in progress here. And then I have another Alex storage unit. In this storage unit, I will say it needs to be organized. It just has the stuff in it in the places that it needs to be, but it's not organized. So please forgive me. You can see toothpicks everywhere. These are main tools. So I use this texture a lot. I use toothpicks a lot. A lot of different cutting tools in here. This is mold making supplies and molds. This is sanding. So face mask, sanding tray, my Dremel. Then we have baking stuff, so tiles, baking forms, things like that, bead holders. I don't know what's on the bottom. Oh, just stuff like resin and extra stuff, I guess. This is not actually gelato. It's just an empty container in case I need it. Okay, then I have 2 Billy bookcases right next to my desk, and we'll go through those. They're in the state of still being organized somewhat, but they're better than they were. So over here, I used to have my vintage patinas, but I actually wasn't using them because they were over here and not by my beads. Now I will probably not use alcohol inks with beads as much, or filigrees or anything like that, as much as I would over here with clay. So the alcohol inks are over here. This is just a nail polish holder that I got from Marshall's. Then we have some paint and distress inks and more alcohol ink back there. Mica powders, glitters, metallic luster wax paints right here. Some extra clay, some Inca Gold up there, gel nail polish because you can use that on polymer clay, and then some old makeup palettes that I can use the eyeshadow for on polymer clay. Moving down, this is like so wonderfully organized. It's my cutters. If you ever want me to go through cutters or have any questions about cutters, let me know. That's not all my cutters. That's just the ones that are organized. Some more extra clay, some blank wood beads that I can put clay on. And then these 2 bins are cutters that need to be organized. I have another one of these, so I'm going to do that soon. I have some clay rollers and some stamps in there. These are all molds, like ones that I didn't make. This is all backup clay. So each one of these has clay in them, depending on what kind of clay. So that's souffle. This is just conditioned clay that I haven't used in 2 years. I have an extra pack of clay. Primo. Sculpey Primo, I should say. And then this is accents. So lots of clay, lots of stuff that I want to make, but again, I hadn't been doing clay because I was frustrated. but we're doing well now. Next, we have this one. Actually, all of these things up here are empty. I love pineapples and little, I made this little ceramic butterfly is what I call them in college. It's a ceramic robot with butterfly wings. And then I have empty storage up here for extras. In this bookcase, I'll back up a little bit. This bookcase, I have some clay books, some inclusions. So if you want to make like a granite looking clay, you could put sand in it. These are all stencils in here. Some rub-ons, more books. And then I have paint pens, ink, more ink right here, some buttons that I could use as stamps, alcohol inks and paints. I have these really nice Inktense pencils. I want to do a video on that. They're amazing. Some chalk pastels, some colored pencils. This is for paper bead rolling. I haven't gotten to that yet. These are pieces that I made a while back with polymer clay. These are finishes and varnishes. Then over here we have eyelets. Some stuff for using UV resin. Some wood stamps. To my old 2 clay machines that were horrible. This is for making boho beads, not like the Jesse James beads ones. And this is more resin stuff. Next, I have this Calyx unit from Ikea. It's got a TV on it. I just realized today I haven't watched this TV since I moved in. It's been here for 2 years. It's a perfectly fine TV. I don't know where the plug for it is. So I was trying to plug it in today so I could watch it, and then no plug. So it's also got a Roku on it. Over here I have embossing folders that I'm going to use, that I use to texture clay. So tons of different textures. I have some stamps right here. These are pan pastels. I've never used them. To use them, I just need to get my gumption back. Here are some more cutters. Mostly stuff I probably won't use unless it's specialty. So I have a ton of Christmas stuff, larger cutters. We have some old clay stuff, still good, just haven't used it. Some miscellaneous stuff to make stamps, some paper towels, stuff like that. Here are all the stamps that haven't really been categorized yet and moved into permanent storage. There's a lot of stamps. Paint. These are all stamps. I mean, I used to be a I still, I guess. Do you ever stop being a paper crafter? But these are all stamps in different storage units. Hot glue and some other junk. This is my toaster oven and my shipping station. So there's a lot of packing supplies in there. And then this closet is all boxes of paper crafting stuff. So markers, paper out the wazoo, ribbons. I mean, just everything you can possibly think of. And it's going to stay in there until I get a new house. So I am showing you my studio today. I'm very lucky, and I really love this room. There are minor tweaks that I'd love to do, and I probably will do them over time, but I figured it was almost 2 years and I hadn't shown you the full room yet. So let me know what you think. I hope you liked it. Stay tuned, and if you have any questions or anything you'd like to know about the entire room, let me know, or anything you'd want me to focus on. If you want another video focusing on a certain portion, I'd be happy to do that. Thank you as always so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Please like, subscribe, and share, and you can always follow me on my bead group in Facebook at Brittany's Beads. And Goldie's saying bye, Mom. Bye, everybody. Oh my gosh, she's so cute.